The Indian Navy will soon get its newest stealth frigate from Russia this December. Despite several delays due to war in Ukraine, the warship will be handed over to the Indian Navy crew of about 200 personnel at Kaliningrad's Yantar shipyard. The announcement comes days after Russian President Vladimir Putin's bold dare to global powers on India's rise. Putin had declared, quote, India should undoubtedly be added to the list of superpowers with its 1.5 billion population, the fastest growth among all economies in the world, ancient culture, and very good prospects for further growth, unquote. This recognition of Bharat's rise can also be seen as yet another backing by Russia for India's inclusion as a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. India-Russia strategic partnership has survived the global turmoil over the Ukraine war. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has already made 2 visits to Russia this year. The latest was the highly significant BRICS summit held last month in Kazan. Now it's the turn of Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to visit Russia in December. Rajnath Singh will attend the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Military-to-Military Technical Cooperation meet. Following this, he will commission the stealth frigate INS Tushil in the Indian Navy in Kaliningrad. Now, this will be one of 4 brand new 4,000-ton displacement Russian-origin stealth frigates for the Indian Navy. The deal was signed back in 2018. The first 2 are being imported from Russia for nearly 8,000 crore rupees, while the other 2 are being constructed in India in the Goa shipyard with the help of transfer of technology in a deal worth 13,000 crore rupees. A defense source told Times of India, quote, the second frigate, Tamal, will be handed over early next year. Both the stealth frigates will be packed with weapons including Brahmos supersonic cruise missiles and sensors to undertake a variety of missions, unquote. However, reports suggest delivery of the final 2 squadrons of the S-400 missile defense system has been further delayed till 2026, while the delivery of nuclear submarine Chakra 3 has been postponed to 2028 due to pressure on the Russian defense manufacturing industry. Meanwhile, Russian Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov is in India. In New Delhi, he called upon Prime Minister Modi. This follows the Valdai International Forum in Sochi on the 7th of November, where President Putin emphasized that the Russia-India partnership goes beyond a simple transactional relationship, describing it as a strong strategic alliance based on common objectives in regional security and economic development. Putin went on to call India a natural ally, saying, quote, we are developing our ties with India in all directions. India is a great country. It is a leader in terms of economic growth among large economies, with its GDP posting an annual growth of 7.4%, unquote. Putin also attributed the joint manufacturing of defense equipment, including warships and fighter jets, to the growing degree of trust between Moscow and New Delhi. President Putin cited the Brahmos missile project as a prime example of close defense cooperation and that it testifies to the high level of mutual trust. Putin further noted the wide range of Russian military equipment used by India's armed forces. He stated, quote, we don't simply sell weapons to India. We work together on joint research and design them collectively, unquote. However, New Delhi has a major concern, and that concerns trade imbalance with Russia, with imports driven by imports of cheap oil which far outpace any bilateral exports. This issue was addressed by India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar during the India-Russia Business Forum in Mumbai on the 11th of November, saying, quote, the balance of trade, however, needs urgent redressal as it is currently so one-sided. Non-tariff barriers and regulatory impediments must be speedily addressed for this to happen, unquote. The bilateral trade between the 2 nations is valued at $66 billion and is projected to increase to $100 billion by 2030. Shockingly, however, India's total goods exports to Russia are valued at only $4.2 billion, while imports from Russia amount to a whopping $61.6 billion. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Manturov, though, added Moscow is keen to boost its economic cooperation with New Delhi despite Western pressure, saying, quote, amid the external economic pressure, Russia-India business relations continue to strengthen and the countries demonstrate their readiness for further cooperation, unquote. India's growing economic ties with Russia are set against the backdrop of the ongoing war in Ukraine, which has definitely benefited cheap oil imports to fuel India's economy. Jaishankar also stressed on the need to settle bilateral trade in national currencies. Have your say. Has Russia proven itself to be one of India's most strategic partners? Leave a comment with your opinion and subscribe to Inconnect News for more defense updates and geopolitics.